Yo, y'all wake up, man. What's good? I didn't get a chance to do nothing yesterday. So it's going to be about 3 episodes I'm going to drop today. Yeah. So y'all get up, man. Get up. Wake up. Come holler at your boy. Y'all be on the lookout for about, I ain't going to say 3 podcasts. Well, I might end up dropping like three today. 3 of them things a day. You never know. I just wanted to holler at y'all while I edit this first one, though. You know? So I'll let y'all load up. Hopefully everybody's safe. Hopefully everybody got power and stuff. Yo, Court, what's good with you? Call Tomlin. Hey. That's all right, Steelers fans. Y'all just going through a little bit. Y'all be all right. Y'all got to get some type of running game, though, in Pittsburgh. Big Ben leading the NFL in pass attempts, which is crazy. You know, Pittsburgh usually smash mouth defense, and then the ability to throw the ball. But yeah, man, I'm about to drop this Giannis episode. My thoughts on him signing that extension, getting that bag. But I'm gonna talk about Dion because I don't think I'm gonna do a true podcast on Dion. I wanted to talk to everybody. Their thoughts on Dion. The recruits he getting to flip. Both his sons coming there. I think that's dope. Shoot, I would want my sons to come to the college that I coach at too. You know what I'm saying? They killing my fantasy team not running corner. But I see a lot of folks on the low hating on Dion. On the low, they hate Dion. It be your own people. I be telling y'all, be your own people. They claim one thing, and then when something start happening like they be claiming, they don't like it. You know, I just want to hear people's thoughts, you know. Because my thoughts is, man, a lot of y'all out here looking shaky, man. Y'all looking real shaky. Be your own people, bro. I ain't lying to you. I mean, for real, man. Oh, shucks. Prime helping and hurting the game at the same time. How are you hurting the game? That's what I want to know. How are you hurting the game? You know, it's a free-for-all every year. Everybody don't got the same advantages. Everybody don't got the same facilities. Everybody got the same, you know, alumni, boosters. But now it's a problem because Dion using his celebrity to get kids to come to his school. You know, that's all I gotta say. Seems like it's always an issue when the black man do it. Prime time takeover, baby. Let's get it. Flip the NCAA. This is awesome for black colleges. Because here's the thing I want all y'all to be wary of. If he don't win, because, you know, that's all we do is, you know, you got to win. You can't allow nobody to build a franchise or a program. They got to win instantly, right? Because that's what we in these days. These days, we don't allow people to develop. I just want to let y'all know. Everybody expect people to win right now. And to me, that's what's really effed up sports. It's expectations from media and fans. Because back in the day, you wasn't privy to everything just like that. You know what I'm saying? But now, with your social media, everybody got a better idea. Everybody got a voice. So you get the, hey, hurry up, or they need to go type stuff. And that's why we here. That's what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling y'all, man. They ain't gonna let Prime. Look, they ain't, and not any coach, but especially Prime. They ain't gonna let him do what he do. He's great for black college, but he's so big he will become 20 times better than everyone else in the sweat. I don't have an issue with that, Rock. I don't like parity. I don't believe in parity, first of all. You get it how you live. Like, sports has been slanted forever. It's been slanted forever. So when people always say, I liked it in this era, when you didn't know who, like we knew who was going to win. We knew who was going to win. You feel me? Like, I don't, like, me personally, bro, like, it's open season. That's what recruiting is, open season. Use your influence. That's why you have, former players step out and try to help recruit, I mean, everything is influence. Everything is glitz and glamour. Everything is a hustle. Nobody want to break it down and be truthful. Everybody want to hide behind a facade like it's so innocent. Man, this joint is cutthroat out here. Recruiting is cutthroat. They selling you a dream. They selling you what could be and how you could help that could be come true. That's all it is. Everybody's selling dreams, but it seems like when the black man sell dreams, it ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping in 1,000 with y'all. And people hate that. They hate that because it's too true. It's too true. It's too true. Talking about fair. Is it fair that Clemson got a damn bowling alley and other teams don't? Is it fair that LSU locker room looked the way it looked? No. But it's a part of the game. It's like the folks who always got all the spades in their hands always want to try to tell you what's supposed to be fair because the tide is turning on them. That's what it is, bro. Why you feel it like you shouldn't feel threatened? You shouldn't feel threatened. You done had all the spades. I ain't had no cut cards. Every little ace of hearts or ace of diamonds that I was excited about, you was cutting. I done bidded all these books and now you set me. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad Deion's sons went with his daddy. Who wouldn't want their kids to, like, what? Just like Clemson, the linebacker, his daddy, the defensive coordinator. Like, you gonna want your son to come play where you at. What I do like about it is he can take a HBCU to a Power 5 conference and win someday. You get cotton candy and peanuts at the fair. Exactly, Dorsey. And look, here's the kicker. Now check this out. Check this out about this Deion situation. What people gonna do? For years, I've been seeing a lot of folks saying black athletes need to go back to HBCUs versus PWIs. We need to start helping the revenue in HBCUs, get the TV contracts, yada, 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 yada. Now watch if Deion don't win the first 2 years. How they gonna say, oh, the athletes is dumb? Like, you ain't even winning. Why you going there? You need to go there so you can win. It's about winning. But it take time to win. Take time to win. Yeah, you got to schedule. Hey, Alabama show you every year is about scheduling. Even though Alabama in the SEC, it always amazes me how when Alabama got a big game coming up, how it's a cupcake in front of that big plate. And no disrespect to the teams that I'm calling cupcake, but compared to who they play or who they gearing up to play the week after, you're the cupcake. And see, I'm glad I did this one live versus just behind the mic with nobody talking back because, yesterday I just took the time And I'm kind of glad like it snowed and stuff because everything happened for a reason. I got to really sit back and really read various comments from various sites about Dion and how he flipping people and how kids that were like a 4 or 5 star in JUCO coming to his school, and he putting out Instagram videos going at PWIs and things of that nature. We don't say nothing when them schools get all these 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? We don't say nothing. Now, granted, we understand that Dion's celebrity plays a role in recruiting. So what? So yes, that may hurt other HBCUs in a sense, but that's just the nature of the beast. What's good, man?
What's up? What's going on, man? I finally get on. I see. I was trying to get on the live the other day. Y'all just ran me up out of there, man. Y'all didn't want none of James St. Patrick smoke. That's all right. With your boy with the glasses, he laying down like he an Instagram model in the bed. Y'all chatting. I said, man, god dang. Y'all ain't want none of James St. Patrick the other day, but it's all good, baby. I ain't gonna talk you to death, but I'm gonna go against the grain. First of all, I'm happy that Dion.
It wouldn't be right.
I read a comment real. Someday they'll be the Power 5 school. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, bro. The time frame.
You breaking up, bro. You broad.
What?
Your connection killing my podcast.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me. Am I straight now, bro?
Yeah, man, I don't know where you at. The dungeon. Where the damn dog at?
Hey, man. Watch out, man. Am I better now, bro?
Yeah, you better go.
Okay, I'm closer to my connection. Yeah. So
Thank you.
I read one of the people said they see Jackson State beating the Power 5 team one day. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see it. The time frame that Dion's gonna stick around, this is a splash in the pool. And we already discussed this. Dion has a bigger agenda on the back end. We already know he can get some of the kids now at Jackson State. And when you apply for a job, especially a coaching job, the naysayers going to say, well, what have you done? What kind of experience, do you have? This is the experience factor right here. I'm sorry, he's using Jackson State for the intern experience.
How many years?
So if he want to go to a Florida State and coach, he want to go to a Power 5, they can now see I can flip kids, point blank. So when the comment came out and said, I see Jackson State beating the Power 5, no.
Talking to you, Rock, because Rock said it. Rock.
Rock, I don't see that, bro. I don't see Dion sticking around more than probably max 6 years, if that. Because if Florida State come knocking, I'm sorry, bro. The third year, well, I don't know how long Dion's contract is. Let Florida State or a major Power 5 come knocking at the door. He gonna say, see you later, Jackson State. It was good. I'm out. So, Hawk, I'm out of here. I just want to drop that jewel on y'all. I'll holler at you later, bro.
All right, brother. So you heard him. He said that Dion, this is just a stop for something bigger. So basically, you see what James just did. Basically, he said when a PWI come knocking, Dion gonna run a 4-1 and get up out of there. That's what basically he just said. If a PWI come knocking, he out of there. So he only doing it for the culture for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Man, he can beat a Power 5 school. Yeah, he in 5 years, yeah, Dion could definitely. I ain't want to say nothing, dog. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to say nothing. But I know it. I know what he really was trying to say. He was basically trying to say that Dion not doing this for the culture. Yes, he may be getting all these kids, these black and brown young men to come to Jackson, but at the end of the day, he not thinking about the same movement that the folks that be in my comment section or other comment sections are referring to. The movement of going back to the $40 million a slave book when, majority of the top flight athletes that look like us went to HBCUs because of, how society was and how those teams would beat your big PWI teams and how they realized that the athletes were phenomenal and how they had to infiltrate and go get them. put in segregation laws so they could go tap that talent and take it. So James basically said that Deion a ride out. And Pierre Penn said, I agree, he gone 3 years tops. So once his son, that's a QB, graduates. Yeah. So what y'all think about that, man? Like, for all the folks saying do it for the culture and tell the kids to go to HBCUs, right? Are you going to hold the coaches up to that same standard? Are you going to tell coaches you need to remain even though it's huge paydays at PWI? What are you doing as HBCU alums, even if you are well endowed money-wise alums? You know, like Nick Cannon is connected to Howard University. You know, like will you lean on him to start to donate, to have these endowments, like, you know, like UVA just got an endowment that equals up to like $7 million for they, you know, coaching salaries and things like that. Are you going to get donations like that? Because that's what the donations, that's what it takes. As much as we want to say, you know, the athletes, the TV deals, it's the donations, it's the alumni support, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's the, hey, once you leave and you become successful, are you giving back, or, you know, giving what you can, you know, put your money where your mouth is? Because a lot of these folks at the PWIs, they donate. They donate, bro. You know, yes, the bowl games help. Yes, being in the conference and splitting that TV money helps. But, you know, you got to upgrade facilities, upgrade travel, the building nets, just attracting like names and basically telling people to do it for you're telling people for their livelihood to do it for the culture, while you might be working for a corporate 500 and you not doing it for the culture. My guy better remember, Georgia Southern beat Florida in Gainesville without recruiting class. Deion will have, and Georgia Southern threw 3 passes the whole game. It depends on what he does at Jackson. These kids aren't allowed to play this spring. Uncle Luke said something similar. He was talking about the coaching side of it. FSU will come knocking sooner than y'all think. My prediction is 2022, Deion can tap into alumni money at FC. Again, Sean, that was Hayward, that's great feedback. Like, what do we do with these coaches? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we do with the coaches? Do we hold the coaches to the same standard as these young adolescent teens that's coming out of high school, right? Poverty situations, single parent households, to where they go on these recruiting visits. They see the glitz and glamours from the PWI. They see the, oh, I can see that down the street type of look at some of these other schools, not saying all schools. And then you want them to go to the, oh, I can see this down the street type of vibes for the culture, when the grown-ups not doing it for the culture. So that's why I always start to kind of look at things like, damn, man. Yes, we want to, you know, monopolize and get back to the in-house money. You know, you want to take it back to the Black Wall Street days and things like that. But a lot of times, the adults be barking more and be expecting the kids to bite. And it's way harder for kids to go to HBCU and get drafted in the NFL. I don't know about that. I don't know about that statement. You can go to an HBCU and still get drafted high in football. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that, PA. You can still get drafted balling out. If your ass can run and you got the measurables and your numbers are legit and you got a hype, now you got to get a hype train behind you. I ain't naive. You got to have a team around you that's hyping your ass up. You better be on Instagram and Twitter showing every highlight you got on all these All-American teams and all that. But yeah, who trying to come up in this piece? My man Rob T.
Nope, not true.
Yeah.
Not true at all.
What's not true?
Not even a little bit. About the kid going to the NFL from HBCU. Not true at all. It has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with the kid, what his measurables are, how he projects to the National Football League, how he's basically coachable, what he's been through. The problem with the HBCUs is not the athlete, it's the coaching. And there's not an HBCU coach in the country that's not going to take a Power 5 job as soon as that kid gets there. The only reason why Deion Sanders is doing what he's doing is he's able to bring the attention back to himself again. That's what prime time does. Now his kid's there, he can basically make it to where he want to be. He has nobody to answer to because of his name and status. He couldn't get that same type of structure, that same setup at Florida State because it's corporate America, and corporate America is not what the HBCUs operate on. It operates on ticket sales, band play, notoriety, and things like that. So that's the reality of it. So the kid that was a number one JUCO player, I can relate. I was number 3 JUCO cornerback when. And at the same time, I knew what I knew now. Put yourself in a situation where you can be the show, and at the end of the day, make sure you understand the business where you're trying to go, and that's what it's going to be. It doesn't matter. Lance Stevenson from North Dakota State, who played basically only one game his junior year, is going to be drafted in the first round. Doesn't matter what agent he signed with. Doesn't matter what playoffs he won. Doesn't matter what championships he got. He's about to get drafted just like Carson Wentz did from North Dakota State. And nobody even know who the coach was or what conference they playing. So trust the facts, not the process.
There you go. Rob T just laid that smack down, sir. Y'all some shut the hell up juice. I mean, I agree, man. Like a lot of that's what they want. They want you to think you can't make it from the HBCU. That's the banana in the tailpipe. That's the scare tactic.
Right. And then like Walter Payton. Again, it's funny because the school that he went to, right. And the thing is, they do that 1AA trophy. The Walter Payton Award is based off of 1AA. So once again, they're saying that you could be a good guy and be the best man, but you can't be the best player. The Heisman and the Thorpe and other things like that come from other places that make it seem like that's where it matters most. If you notice at National Signing Day yesterday, and it's what irks me all the time, is that every time the guy, whether they're a 4-star, 5-star, the kids take the bait on that, and then essentially all of a sudden they promote and they brand the actual logos of the actual school. All of a sudden now the kid no longer matters. But it's 10 minutes ago, he and his star was everything.
Yeah.
But now that he made this decision, now it goes back to the school and their logo. The kid is just a name now. So what that kid from that's going to Jackson State now just did, he just basically made himself somebody in the space. He doesn't put himself in the space where his name's going to be mentioned. And that's what professional sports is all about. It's not just your ability to play. It's about your ability to be able to brand yourself, to put yourself in a situation where, like, you stand out. Going to Georgia as a JUCO product, once again, Georgia gets the ratings. They'll get to say they got this guy. And more than likely, they'll bring a kid in that's basically their local from high school, and he'll play over that JUCO guy. And that kid may never get a shot in the field. It's the same way when kids go into Alabama just because they had a recruiting number to be on the bench for 4 or 5 years. The only guy that was smart enough to get away from that is Josh Jacobs. He didn't even play at Alabama. So I'm not sitting here. I know my talent. I know what I'm capable of. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time and become the next Trent Richardson and be washed up before I get in. I'm going to go ahead and go take my talents into the NFL. He ran that time he ran. He had the balance, the vision. He had the skill set. So that kid, that corner, and I don't know his measurables, but if he's anywhere close to 6'1", anywhere close to 210 pounds, anywhere close to 4'4", 4'3", it's a done deal. He can go play at Burger King. And that's what I said before. Players do not need the NCAA in basketball or football to go and be successful at the pros. They make rules to keep you from doing that, but at the same time, Adrian Peterson was ready to go pro. They just had rules that wouldn't let him to go pro way back when. So that's the point. And there's other guys that can do it as well, based on their size, speed, and measurable. But within football, obviously, is a level of maturity that's needed. So that's when it goes back to the actual individual. Yeah. If you're planning to go pro, then you start positioning yourself nutritionally, mentally, and physically to do so. Deion Sanders played pros for so many years. He's now at Jackson State. He knows what that looks like. So the reality is that kid has all that he needs. It doesn't matter if you played against, as I said earlier, these big-time schools. That's not how it's evaluated. People keep saying that. Justin Herbert didn't play that many games either. Nobody knows that. But they keep talking about, but again, the guys that played all those games, like Kelly Bryant, where he at right now? Where you and I at? Somewhere in a video vlog. So the reality is, again, you can play all those games against the ACC components. Taj Boyd did the same exact thing. It means absolutely nothing. And the NFL does not care. The jig is up. As simple as that. You are your own business. LaMelo Ball from this ground outside to the moon and his son and back around is like that far ahead of Michael Jordan when he got to the pros on a sense of professional what basketball really means. He
Yeah.
knew more, he did more, he understood the business more, and at the end of the day, Michael Jordan understand that he don't sell those tickets anymore like LaMelo can sell as an owner.
Yeah.
Nobody comes to the game to watch Michael from back when. So that's what I'm saying is to compare the mentality. Michael Jordan, the greatest player ever. This is a new era of sports.
Mm-hmm.
Melo Ball owns a team. He's a top 3 pick. He don't got to split his money with nobody. But at the end of the day, if you understand that as in his business, you're going to go a lot further. So again, invest in yourself. Go to Jackson State. Dominate. Don't get it twisted. Dominate Jackson State. You can't go there and be okay.
Yeah.
You got to dominate. Nobody can. You can't give them more than 2 touchdowns at Jackson State a year and think you're going to be a high-rated draft pick. However, if you got the message, like I said, the NFL could care less.
Yeah.
They don't.
It's starting in high school, even with the recruiting agency, with the stars, you got to go to camps. You basically buy your star.
Exactly.
Because you same talent, produce on the field, but if you go to one of those camps, big time camps, pay that money, and you do well, you'll be amazed at how you'll get an extra star just because I saw him at this camp, not this camp.
Right.
I'm at this camp.
Or the school they recruit you, because again, they get paid in that. That's again, I talk about the sports trafficking thing. It's paid for play. That's what's back in the day when they talked about payola when it came to records on the radio. Yeah. It's like at the end of the day, a certain school gets paid from recruiting statuses and stars through their schools. So once again, even this debacle of the college football playoffs, if you do the research for the last 15 years, from 2005 to 2019, the majority of players and people that won the national championship come from Southern schools, specifically the ones that have low income from an economy standpoint. So you basically keep seeing teams like Alabama or LSU and things like that with these African-American athletes. But you can't say it's about competitive balance in education because Alabama's a 50th ranked state in education. But yet, so all this stuff we're talking about going into a college football season, winning the national championship, the playoff, it's going to be the same people 95% of the time. That's not competitive balance. That ain't really doing anything. So why should a player buy into going somewhere and do something that already basically is baked in? Yeah. It's like you're not doing anything. You're seeing right now the situation with LSU. Joe Burrow, older than Lamar Jackson, is gone. Now LSU lose 5 games, but they turn around and beat Florida, the man that want to pack the house with COVID. Oh, like, no. These guys are comical. They're comical.
They get that self-imposed ban, too. For both.
Right, and when you're not going to make a bowl game. You're not even going to make a bowl game.
Yeah, that's
and so what did the bowl? But this is where I'm glad this happened, BallHawk, is because schools like Pitt and schools like Boston College done told everybody, bowl games mean nothing. I've been telling players for years, because I have a client that I told him we ain't doing a bowl game. We announced the day after they lost to Ohio State, he leaving. Like, it's business. We ain't got time to be having these negative articles about you quitting your team. The coach BC and Pitt just said that literally, we're not doing a bowl game. Why? Because that's all that is branding for the actual school. We're going to put these kids back in the pandemic to give them these cheesy plastic watches, these cotton T-shirts, and then literally all of a sudden send them back home sick to their parents. Again, so the guys that are on Pitt and the guys that are on college, they're telling you don't need this bowl game to go to the league or not go to the league. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. They just told you that. And the same thing with LSU. Oh, we're going to do this bowl. I thought you needed a bowl game to go to the national championship or to be ready for the NFL. And no, we're going to self-impose ban. You wasn't going to a bowl game anyway. Yeah. So this whole college football season with COVID has exposed this thing for what it really is, a fraud. It's been a fraud when you basically got teams that are undefeated, 4 of them, and they ain't going to even sniff the playoffs, and you changing rules in the middle of the year to get Ohio State in because the we want to play herd mentality, which means mass murder by the way crowd, is now out there trying to push these guys in. Guess what? This is how funny this is. And this is to Justin Fields fans or Trevor Lawrence. Neither one of y'all winning the Heisman. It's done. So the money that Dabo was basically trying to count on that y'all was going to get because y'all wanted to play so bad, I look like trash. And at the end of the day, both of y'all to hurt your draft status. Yeah. Just the facts, not the process.
Yeah. He said neither one of y'all will win the Heisman. So who you got winning the Heisman?
Neither one of them. Let me tell you who's going to win the Heisman. It's the dude from Florida.
Oh, yep.
It's over. Yeah. So that's the whole point. They wasn't trying to win no championship. They wanted to come there, thought they were going to break some records in a pandemic, and basically they look horrible, absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
They don't look great.
two
Ohio State didn't look great beating Indiana by 3 points.
Yeah,
3 points?
3 points.
But you want to play.
How many games Ohio State done played? 4, 5?
Who?
How many games Ohio State played? 4, 5?
They played 5, I think. This would be their fifth game, sixth game against Northwestern. Yeah, that's why you should get the Heisman. You beat Northwestern in the championship, Big Ten championship. It's an absolute joke, man.
That's
Joke.
crazy. They said nope, they ain't winning it. 1, 2.
Penn State won 1 game. We want to play. Everybody want to play. We won 1 game.
Yeah.
They were ranked top 10 in the country, but they win 1 game, but we won't play. Michigan go to triple overtime against Rutgers, but we won't play. All these coaches that so-called great are being exposed to what they are not. And it's simple. The players that opted out, that's what it is. Players opted out, and now they got to coach guys that are not like, super seniors like Joe Burrow, and then literally now expect you to try to make it to a championship. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Shoot, appreciate you tapping in, dog. I see other people trying to get on, see what they got to say. He's shaking his head in disgust.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, dog. Appreciate you, homie.
Yeah, man. I'm hot.
I'll get with you.
All right. Later.
Hey, yo, Rob is hilarious, yo. Yo. Oh, my goodness. Hey, man, if you want to tap in, man, just hit the invite. I invite you in. Yo, but we got to stop saying, I've been saying this. If you got an HBCU and a PWI guy and they play the same position, it ain't a guarantee the PWI gonna get drafted over the HBCU. Not today. Not today. Not today. We gotta stop. We gotta stop running with this narrative. That ain't true. Not today. It's hard to make it to the league no matter where you go. I want to put that out there. You're just not going to HBCU, just not going to a PWI. No matter where you go, it's hard to make it to the NFL, NBA, MLB, MLS, any professional league. Okay? Now, granted, your coach does play a role. Your coach plays a role. Your coach has influence. Your coach has connections. Your agent plays a hellified role. So you can go to a HBCU and one of these agents that got connects want you to sign with them. And they get in somebody like Mel Kiper ear or Todd McShay ear, boy, and somebody owe them a favor. You know what I'm saying? I just want to let you know, man. Y'all got to realize it's just not the school, the coach, the agent. It's so much that got to fall in line for get approved, even though you. It's like being on the block, man. So, Rob, what's good, man? Huh?
You feel like I got on the throwback.
And you got it resting on your stomach or something? Got your mic? There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you now.
It's tricky. It's a few things I had wanted to touch on. Something that you said earlier about holding the adults accountable, and what my man was just talking about. I still have to disagree, and you just tapped in on it also. I still have to disagree with that. Now, I know during my time that was what it was. I don't know what HBCU did to Black college during my era, but like, bro, you can put up historical numbers, and you lucky if you go 5th round. Like
now,
Robert.
Are you right about that? During your time and when you played, especially with the resume that you had, that shows you that back then it was bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, because I didn't get invited to any of that. Like, I had to go strictly the free agent route and things of that sort. I look at Robert Mathis. Robert Mathis broke the record for sacks and everything. And he
Mhm.
went 5th round and was a great NFL player, all these things. Now, you seeing guys get drafted out of black college, and you like, hold on, we was doo-doo. I
Yeah.
never even, and people are getting a shot. But I know personally, this is what I was told when I had other guys that played the same position I played, the same amount of years, get picked up in the league.
Mhm.
Now, they went late. They went 6th and 7th round and free agent, but still, I was told that I was playing against a lack of competition. That's why I was so dominant. But they're not being told that because, like dudes just said, when you 6'4" and 6'5" and stuff like that, they can't teach that. They can't teach 6'1", 6'2", running
Yeah.
4'3". They can't teach that. Now
Yeah.
they will find you with those measurements. But if you got a guy at Alabama, y'all the same height, same speed, same everything, they're gonna take the Alabama guy because they feel like he played against better competition. So I believe that they still look at it that way.
Let me stop you right there. You said linebacker. That's true. If y'all were quarterbacks,
Hmm.
see your face? Because to me, it depends. Like, when you talk about comparing, like, players, that's why I said the school and the coach matter. Like you can have the same measurables, but that, like, if you play a running back, if you play, I don't even know if you play corner. If you went to Alabama, you played corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, in certain positions that certain schools get, like, denied, like DBU, tight
DBU.
running back U. So yeah, a HBCU can't compete with a school known as. So if you're a DB and you competing versus like a LSU for DBs, yeah, you gonna have an upfield battle because they have
Yeah.
that pipe, like high school recruiting. So I agree with folks, but I'm just saying you're gonna have that if everything's equal, like everybody's respected. We don't know who gonna get drafted. It just depends on if that organization want the story, like I took a kid from HBCU, or if that organization don't have, or the coach don't have the time to worry about the story, he just want the safe guy. Which I'm gonna say, it puts you like this: the PWI guy will be the safe guy. I
And that
be the
that
safe.
that
I would feel like
that
that.
that's why they do that. And that's the reason why you have special people in life who gonna be Hall of Famers in coaching and whatever it is their position is because they're not necessarily the safe guy. I give
Yeah.
you a prime example. I played college ball with a guy who actually came from Memphis just like I did. We both same class, same everything. I'm starting as a freshman at Alabama State. He can't get on the field.
Mm-hmm.
He transfers, go to JUCO, then goes to LSU,
Mm-hmm.
goes to the Miami Dolphins, right? He's the same guy, but he got the LSU tag now. And that's what kids got to be careful with. Like
That's a great,
Dion is Dion is going to help because of this. If Prime say you can do it, they're going to listen.
especially if you play DB.
Yes. But when you and during our time, this is how it worked. You could go to a PWI first and transfer into a black college, they'll still give you your opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just come straight into black college, it's like it knocked you down 3, 4 pegs.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids that's transferring in that already played some downs at a big school, they're gonna be fine.
And
They're
he
going to
just,
be fine whether they transfer to Alabama State, Alcorn State, whatever state, long as they got that on their look at Tavares Jackson.
and
Every
Raymond,
guy that we had, I can't. What you say?
he just said something about Steve McNair. And you just said Tavares Jackson, which DJ said Tavares Jackson. It's just amazing. So again, it lets you know how powerful the media is. Because even though it wasn't social media back then, yeah, you saw him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know ESPN a lot. And that's
Yeah, he was just
you.
that, and that's different though. Dude was special. I don't think people know how special Air McNair was, bro.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't deny it. But guess what? I played with another guy that was special like that who didn't even get a shot. Darnell Kennedy. But
Mm,
he didn't have the size. You probably know DK, don't you?
Yeah, yeah,
He didn't have the size though, but he had everything else. If Donnell Kennedy was a lot younger and played in today's game, he'd be
yeah,
a Russell Wilson in the NFL.
yeah.
Like he would get a shot and be able to be something great. But during our era, during our time, the HBCU had a black eye. That's the reason why I didn't even play basketball in college or anything. Because when I was there, the last guy that was picked up by the NBA was Lindsey Hunter. I was like, shit, that was a long time ago. Like,
Right.
but but it was guys that could actually hoop. I was like, what is it that they have on black college? Now, what you said about Dion, about holding them accountable and stuff like that, the adults.
The
If
dope.
if this I really wish we could pull Dion's card. It'd be messed up to do to a black man.
Yeah, but it would.
It'd be it'd be messed up.
Team of the culture though, because we're telling young adolescent men and women, hey, be the change. Don't go to PWIs. Keep it in house. But then you're allowing the adults to take this monetary gain from leaving the same spot. We telling these kids who had the opportunity to go to the same spot this adult about to go to. That's my only thought, man. Is like
He gonna do it. He
they go
gonna
and
do
we
it.
can't fault them. Well, you can't fault them. Everybody wants monetary gain. Everybody does. Nobody gets into a job and doesn't want to raise. And it's not about, oh, somebody's selling out. We ain't saying that. We ain't saying you licking boots and kissing asses, but everybody wants a raise. And if a PWI comes like FSU, the school he went to, that's the exception. We know if his alma mater say, yo, Prime, you got all the resources. He could be like,
But
hey.
that's gonna be a problem though, Hawk, because of this. As great as the move is for Prime to come to HBCU, it's gonna be devastating if that happened, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
it's going to be devastating. And it's going to make a whole lot of kids say, I'm not letting that happen to me.
To me. Yep.
Like, it's bigger than Dion right now. That's like, Dion's so big right now that, bro, I went to Alabama State. I'm going to root for Dion every game but one.
Yep.
No lie. Because I know it's bigger than
They could
just
change
my
the
school.
landscape.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if Dion bite the bullet and say, you know what? I know what's going on here. I know what they're trying to do. They know that we will set black colleges back another 100 years if I let them pull me from this right now. Because it's going to scare kids off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, we need him to say it, though. He can't just do it. He needs to educate the people on what's going on. I'm going to stay because I want other coaches with my prestige to come into black college also, and we make this thing bigger than what it's. So we want to put black college on the same playing field as the PWIs. In order to do it, I gotta stay. Because if I don't care who
And
come out there. Jerry Rice can do it. Anybody can do it. Everybody can be like, nope.
that's a fact. He stepped into something like even if Dion goal wasn't to change the landscape for the culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if that wasn't his purpose, it's become his purpose. Because you just said it. He can do something that's so legendary and dynamic and generational that and DJ said it, if he succeeds, say if he's succeeding and he's getting down recruits to come and he's changing the facilities, he's getting the TV deals, he's bringing more exposure to the conference in which you played in, and he never leaves, man, listen, that'd be bigger than anything he did on the field.
That'll be huge. Man, he Colin Kaepernick status with that.
No, he'll be bigger than Colin.
Golly.
And like I ain't disrespecting Colin movement. I'm just saying in totality, because Colin's stance can blur that with the flag.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is you can't blur nothing with Dion what he doing. That's what I'm saying. So
No,
that's
you can't.
don't get me wrong when I say bigger than Colin. I mean it's almost to where if you hate you just racist.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hide behind nothing. You feel me? It destroys the system. It destroys the landscapes. It destroys everything that was built that $40 million slave talked about. That beltway is done. And they just said, what if Lovie Smith came? What if Sumlin came? What if these prominent coaches that's been clamoring for these opportunities at these big schools say, you know what? I could just go here because I still got a name. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Lovie Smith, he may not be respected in those rounds, but he's still an NFL coach.
Still an NFL, and that matters to players.
Yeah, he walked
that matters to players.
What's the guy that coached at Cleveland that got fired? That was the receivers coach for Chad Johnson. He was just on I Am Athlete podcast. But somebody he won. I know he still.
Oh, Hugh, you talking about Hugh?
Yeah. If you want to still coach, these are faces. These are names. That's like you gotta have a face and a name when you recruit. Like recruits gotta identify the parents. Somebody gotta know you. What did you do? You lay your resume out because I got yours. As a coach, I got your resume. I got your film. I got your SATs. I got your stats. Now they like, what can you do for me? Because that's what it's about. What can you do for me?
If you got NFL tagged to your name, the kid is gonna listen more. And I was wrong back in the day because there's some coaches out here that can coach their butt off. Probably the most knowledgeable coach that ever coached me was a guy who I found out was sorry in college and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But get what? I was prepared every Saturday. I knew everything that team was gonna do. But you know who I listened to the most? The coach that played in the NFL.
Yeah.
And all he used to tell me was, man, shit, they go out there and hit somebody. That man wasn't coaching at all. He just used to pay us for knocking people out. So that was my thing, man. Whatever he say do, that's what I'm doing. And like as a kid, you're not smart enough or wise enough to know that, you know what, coaching is coaching. Whoever understand and know the game, that's who I really need to listen to. No, you like, man, this man here been to where I want to get to, so I need to listen to him because he probably gonna he's gonna give me the better directions.
That's a fact.
That's what you think. Not knowing that he probably was just gifted. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, that too.
It's kind of like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan probably couldn't teach you how to play basketball to save your life.
Not like he played. And that's a great point. People got to realize this just because you was a great player don't mean you'd be a great teacher. Because a lot of times they can just do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of them things that, like, you got singers and you got songwriters.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what a lot of people get it twisted. So that's why when the reports came out with Deion's first coaching staff, they had T.O., Warren Sapp, and everybody getting excited. And I was like, first of all, this ain't true. But even if it was true, how do we know T.O. would be a great teacher? How do we know Warren Sapp would be a great teacher? This doesn't take away from their ability. But a lot of great players can't be great teachers. And you got a lot of mediocre players that are great teachers because they didn't have that athleticism. They had to use their IQ. They had to study the game because they had a lot of deficiencies that they had to overcome. That's why all these freak athletes, a lot of freak athletes, you don't really see them coaching because that comes out. Because they say, hey, man, just run this route. And then the player be like, can you break it down for me? And they like, huh? Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. That'd be so funny to me. But look, and we don't even know if Deion is a great coach, right? But I do know this. Like, and I'm not trying to brag on myself or anything like that. You was a baller. I was a baller. One thing about it is, and you was a student of the game also. I was a student of the game. So, like, working on technique and all that matter. I think I had the perfect blend of that. I want the greatest athlete of all time to why I didn't have to work. Because I see it all the time. I remember when I used to tell folks, there's Brian to be out the league in a few years because he don't work on his craft, right? All he do is his gifts. When all you do is use your gifts, then eventually when your gift starts to dwindle, now you don't have any craft, any skills to lean back on.
Foundation.
So to know whether
I don't want folks to think that you said Dad didn't work hard. Notice what Rock said. He said on his craft. And when he said craft, he mean like the little things, the boring shit, like the get off, in every route, being very like break, like how you see Antonio Brown work.
Exactly.
And see that's what we go to freak. Like Dez he's a freak athlete,
Mm-hmm.
and AB was average size,
Hard worker,
just good enough speed, so had to work on the efficiencies to even get there. When you got that freak athlete, that's why Jerry was so great. That's why everybody respect Jerry, because you see Jerry just like, yo, he got every ounce of greatness out of his ability.
Yes. That's the reason why you had the show like Pros versus Joes. Joe can think he can beat Jerry because it's nothing special about Jerry Rice walking around
Yeah.
until you line up in front of him. But I was going to say this. Dion may or may not be able to coach, but he got something that's so powerful. Dude, a pimp, man. He a player. That mouthpiece.
Yo,
Bro, he got a bunch of lame coaches right now on his staff. Yeah, I said it to where they can see it, because of course, with Black College, we got these groups and all that. I said, look at all these lame motherfuckers he got around him, bro.
you mean like
He got them feeling like they the shit. Like that's how much prestige he carry. Everybody around him think they shit smell like potpourri.
You mean lame as a personality or a coaching ability?
I just mean as personality, and far as during their playing days, I could tell they probably was some busters.
So
They probably
because people gonna say how you gonna call it, but I see what you say.
yeah, like
About this though.
they want the alpha males, but now look at them. Like when you see them
Look.
videos,
Dion not dumb. You better not bring no alpha male in there as part of your staff, and you were out like that. One thing I would say is Justin said some real shit. People get this misconstrued. Head coach don't really have to be a great coach. They could be a great identifier of talent and a great manager of men and the game. As long as you know when to call timeout, as long as you know when to play situational football, and as long as you know how to identify other good coaches.
yeah, because the head coach, I can't think of one head coach other than arena football, because they have to carry multiple hats.
Yeah.
The arena football, the only league I ever played in where the head coach does a lot of stuff. But other than that, everywhere else I played, the head coach be sleeping shit in practice.
I didn't allow them to delegate. They wouldn't have no money.
The only time I'll never forget, bro. Me and the head coach for them meetings, press conferences on Monday we'll have to go to. That's the only time I really remember seeing the head coach, and when he addressed the team before and after practice and shit like that. Like, but he ain't coaching.
Facts, yo. Only time I would say this. Like when you first started in high school, you definitely high school up, you definitely got a coach, right? Because basically everybody volunteers, they teachers, they work for stipends. Unless you live in like Texas, to where you get paid, or you work for a private school where they funnel in money, when that's your whole life. Like everybody's just coaching. But as you said, once you get to college and people make adequate salaries to where that's all they concentrate on, that head coach is basically a manager of men, and pulling from different resources and applying it. You know what I'm saying? But you got your anomalies, and Marvelous said, Saban, Belichick, Harbaugh. Like, first of all, which Harbaugh? Not the Harbaugh miss look like he a great coach. Sorry.
Which Harbaugh?
Because for somebody who supposed to play quarterback, like he can't, like, he make you question, can he evaluate the position? You know what I'm saying? Like, you was a quarterback. That's the one position we should never worry about with you. And Harbaugh missed it. When you gonna get a good quarterback?
This what I don't get. It make me wonder, do these coaches actually be knowing X's and O's? Because if you got the arm talent, I can coach you into a good quarterback.
Yeah, he said Cliff Kingsbury. I ain't worried about a quarterback position if he coaching. Matt Nagy, I ain't supposed to worry about it, but he get a mulligan for me because he's come from the AFL, and I don't like Mr. Trubisky that much, but get your bad Mitch. But like McVay, I ain't worried about the quarterback position either. Like,
check this out, Hawk. It goes back to Dion. I think swag matters so much when you're dealing with black athletes, even with white athletes. Check this out. Dion don't even play quarterback, but he probably gonna walk in a goddamn meeting or a film session and with so much swag. Look here, man. That's all we got going right here, man. Look, they sitting over here.
Hey,
Your first read is the corner. If the corner sitting, we gonna hit the corner route. If the
mm,
corner getting back, we gonna hit the flat. Man, that's all you got to do. Yeah, and the quarterback a kid, I'm like, damn, it's that easy.
that
But
easy.
Harbaugh probably walk in and be like, look, you got the X and it goes here, and then and you confuse the kid. But
Mm-hmm.
Dion gonna be breaking that shit down to where it's so simple. Look, this how DB think right here. I think I sound like him when I talk like that. But look,
You know what, dog? I mean, you just opened my mind to a lot of stuff, man. So when you got a Hall of Fame guy like Dion, right? And he's so ultra confident. He's coaching with that confidence in meetings, and he's labbing with his players. It can be infectious, especially if you start off successful. Because we all know, just like that DB, if you get a pick on that first series, that mother sucker gonna ball.
he gonna ball the whole
What?
game.
What? Let me get a pick the first series, bitch. I am locking up. Hey, we pressing, coach. I done got a pick. Ain't nothing you can say. And that confidence does wonders for a DB. So imagine a quarterback. Hey,
Right.
John, let me tell you how DBs think. This, and this. And then he's successful early. But if his ass ain't successful,
Exactly.
Shiloh, not Shiloh, what's the quarterback? He gonna look at him like, Daddy, you tripping.
I can hear Dion now because I had a coach that used to do this for me, and I'm not a real quarterback or no shit like that, but I used to dominate at the position because the man really had me believing that no matter what the defense do, they wrong.
Mm.
I really believe that. And
Yeah.
football it's definitely designed
Offense,
like that now.
they said perfect play, perfect call on defense. The offense always gonna win.
So I don't know, like y'all so crazy. Y'all used to remember stuff that I ain't remember I used to say back in the day, but this something else I used to say. I don't know if you used to pick up on this. I used to always tell receivers I never been beat by a receiver. And I say that, of course, I done played football long enough. I'd have been beat before.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to the receiver is I make the quarterback beat me. I'm not going to let you beat me. The
Yeah.
quarterback got to beat me.
Yeah.
And so if the quarterback and the receiver on the same page, there ain't nothing you can do.
Yep.
It's nothing. And I'm a defensive player that's telling folks that this how this game is set up.
But
It's
see,
nothing you can do when them two people on the same page.
you just dropped the jewel right there. You just dropped the jewel, right? People always say, yo, what they gonna do to cover him? What they gonna do to this? What they gonna do to that? And I always say, I always worry about the coordinator. I went in the film picking up tendencies from the coordinator. Where the
Yes.
ball lined up at, the down the distance. First,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I wanted to pick up on first. Then I'll get to route tendencies. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was in Georgia and we was playing against Orlando and they had Bobby Scipio. And I picked up on something what the coordinator did was Scipio would. It was they were intertwined. They were together.
Hold on, because before you keep going,
Mm-hmm.
and you was a hell of an athlete, but do you think you a better athlete than Sip?
Hell no.
Exactly. So you gotta you gotta pick up on
You know
something.
what I'm saying? I mean, if you're going against TT Tubb, you know he can run like Dwayne, so you better pick up on the tendency. Even Al Vance. Al Vance is super fast. And Al Vance, and I ain't saying it because it's our homeboy. I told him this in Grand Rapids. He didn't have indicators in his routes.
Yeah.
Only thing Al Vance indicated, I would say, and he don't play him, but he coach now. Only thing indicated Al Vance really had was if he did like a corner route, and this is crazy, his head would kind of nod, like just like slight. You know,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't be like one of them. Al Vance one of them dudes that where if he was running the corner, he'll actually lean corner early,
Mm-hmm.
but he'll still give you a post move. He'll go to the post, like, and you
Mm-hmm.
think, oh, I got him, and then he'll go right back. And now,
Yeah, so that would trick you because you be knowing he leaning there. You be saying this,
yeah,
he going corner.
Yeah,
And then he hit you with that post. You be like, oh, I was wrong. Like, oh no, I was
then when I
right. But he's open.
post like 3.5, 4, like he wouldn't just go post like 2 steps. Like a lot of dudes,
Yeah.
if they'll go post like 2. He'll go damn near 4 till he'll get you to peek back, and then he'll go back on. His was Scipio issue, not issue. And look, he said he did it. His Scipio's. This was when we played. So we was in Orlando, dog. Playing for the Georgia Force. We was playing in Orlando. And granted, Scipio had gave me troubles for years. You remember?
They had Sip and TT on that team.
Nah, TT wasn't there then. Nah, TT wasn't.
Oh, I was gonna say because TT was hell.
Say what Scipio did, dog. And I finally figured it out. This is year 10. Finally figured the shit out. So anytime the ball was on the college hat was where the ball was closest to the wall. They always ran posts. They always ran corner. Most of the time it was on, let me think. They went against the tendency. So anytime it was on the college, most people would go corner because you got more room. And if it was on a pro, they went post because there's more room. Well, Orlando and Sip, they went against the tendency. And he would give it away. He would always, if he dove you all the way in, he was going. Most people, they dive you in, they come out. I never knew that over the years because I never like paid attention. Dog, when I tell you that game had like 2 picks, had 1 call. But dog, when I tell you, I could have been talking hella trash to Sip, but I knew Sip was crazy. And if you talk trash to him, he'll literally like choke you. And we ended up getting, not me and him, but he ended up getting a fight with another DB and choked his ass over the wall. And I was like, yo, big bro, like chill, even though I'm older than him, chill.
That's a big dude. And
people know how, like, Scipio got us, salute to Sip, man. Because I think he's still locked up. But yeah, but that let you know, man, like tendencies but me, Panthers offensive coordinator, and it won't Jay Gruden, and I forgot who was offensive coordinator. But they had tendencies, but every receiver was doing it that way. And like you said, I ain't beating you. I ain't worried about you. I'm worried about him. I'm him.
Exactly. And when you do that, like you increase your chances of being successful. And I think Dion would be smart enough to coach that up. What people don't know, which I don't believe him, Dion say he never talked trash. His body language didn't show that. Yeah, I hate when Dion say that.
You know what? I can see Dion responding to trash. He had to say something with him and Andre Rison got into a fight.
He said something.
I had to just
when he played against Michael Irvin, he was saying something.
I had to get sad.
Man, when he played for the 49ers in 94, he was talking.
I don't think he went out. I believe him when he say he didn't talk trash to the sense of he made it a purpose. Like Chad Johnson make it a purpose. Like, what's your boy that played for the Rams that went to Florida State?
Number
20.
Yeah, Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey's up. You talking about athletic freak, dog?
Ridiculous.
And look, and the Hard Knocks showed me that Ramsey is actually very, very, very smart because he was telling the receiver how to run a route, and it was textbook like teaching 101, like breaking down. Hey, when you run your slant, you need to do this, you need to do that. Well, Van said, Hawk, you said a mouthful. I tell my receivers I studied the coordinator, his tendencies, then I start breaking down the 5 dudes in the second.
See, people think, Hawk, this is what I tell folks all the time. Folks be like, man, you was this, you was that. I was like, I have to credit studying more to being successful than I ever could athletic ability.
Yes.
Like, it's like I'm putting up 15, 16, 18 tackles in games because I was literally knowing the play. No lie. Like,
yeah, that's your
Bang still used to get mad at me at practice because I would call out every play they had. And like other folks that didn't know me used to think like, man, that's some bullshit. Like, I want to he do that in the game. And I had teammates say, you fucking right, he do this shit in the game. Like, I had a young player one time we had a certain play called Amsterdam Frontier. I told them, they were calling the cage red. I said, hey, blitz the B gap, blitz the B gap. He said, that's not the play, right? I said, just do it and tell coach I told you to do it. Boom. So we in film. Coach was like, son, good play, but why did you do this? He got a sack, right? He said, I ain't even gonna lie, coach. Rock just told me to go. So coach was like, son, you keep doing your own thing, but as long as it's working, you can keep doing it.
Hey,
We like,
I
but I be knowing the play.
don't know if you remember this. When we played in Grand Rapids, was getting ready for Tampa. Remember Tampa had that tight trips bunch? They were in that wide receiver screen, and Ton kept thinking that I was looking at the cue cards or something, because every time in practice I would jump. In the game, I dropped it. But everybody all week was like, yo, I know you looking at the scout team cards. Ain't no way you know. But I could tell by where the ball was lined up and where they were lined up that play was coming. I could tell that fullback play was coming because I blew that play. It's just certain things, man, that when you hear commentators say, oh, he's so instinctive. He's so instinctive. They need to start saying, hey, he was in the film room.
He was in the film. You know something else that I don't get about ball players? This is why they label us dumb jocks. I figured this out way in college. Like when I first got to Alabama State, I had to be like 7th on the depth chart or something. It was ugly, bro. I had never knew what it was like to be on no bench. But I climbed the depth chart fast, right, and became a starter as a freshman. Like it took me. But what it was, I'm noticing that the plays that the Warrens and stuff like that run, we running the same plays.
You run the same plays, yeah.
I'm like, So you think I'm gonna go out here and act like I don't know this play?
Yeah,
no.
If I'm trying to win a job, but Rock, even what you just said goes to paying the attention.
Yes.
So if I'm on second team, right, and I'm trying to win a job, and I'm supposed to be paying attention,
I ain't finna be playing on the sideline.
I ain't playing dumb if I know, wait a minute, they run the same plays for both groups? In the same formation? They put out the same amount of distance. You don't think I'm going to play the play? Man, you tripping. Because it's the same thing will happen if I'm looking at it on film.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
The same thing. I used to tell guys this. I said, man, it's people are going to try to study every single thing a team can do. For you guys on here that's still playing or trying to coach, that's the wrong thing to do. You can't do it. You will wear yourself out. And you can piggyback off of it or correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I used to do as far as film. He said fucking cheaters. I used to study the important shit. And what I mean by important shit, like crunch time, backed up situations, red zone situations. Every third down play, like, see, I like first down and stuff like that, it can get tricky, you know. But when it came down to, okay, ain't no playing around right here, like, we got to have something here. It's 3rd and 4, it's 3rd and 6, 3rd and 10. All the third down plays I always knew.
Because you just said it, Rock, and you said it, and I want people to realize what you just said. You said the important shit, the third downs, the red zones. In those third downs, in those red zones, what play they usually gonna run? They gonna
run what they accustomed to. They going back to what they know how to do.
If it's third,
and when I see that, it's like, time to make a play.
Yeah. If it's red,
I got a pick in the championship game, the last play of my career in college. I got a pick because I knew where he was going with the ball, and I couldn't even run. My leg was almost broke. And I still got the pick because I knew when they broke the huddle, I was like, here we go. It was like, either you finna be the man or you finna goddamn be shit the bed. Which one is gonna be?
Facts.
I knew where the ball was going.
Hey, Gerald, to answer your question, bro, why I ain't coaching? My wife is not gonna let me live that lifestyle of having to be mobile and not in the same city and traveling. I have to be single. Put you like that. So that's what, bro. That's why I respect coaches, because coaching is just like any former player that's coaching. First of all, that's a true passion, because That it's the same grind. It's a lot of hours, and then for their significant others, they special too because that lifestyle remains. So I just didn't like. I want to be around my kids, with my fam. Like I did so much moving from playing the NFL in Europe to Kansas City to arena ball.
You
Wife,
feel like you owe them that, don't you?
yeah, wife was like, nah, I can't. You can't. I can't do that.
But
So
how it also feel like this though. I feel like no matter the because I made that same decision, right?
mm,
But it feels like I'm cheating these kids because like I don't man, you got 53 people on here. I don't care if all 53 new men played with me. This one thing I'm gonna say right here. It might sound like I'm tooting my own horn. I know that fucking game of football,
do
and
do,
I
man.
feel like I'm cheating the game by not giving that away. I really want to, but I can't coach for anybody because
Yeah,
like I'm an alpha male, so
do all that.
and I know that I don't want to go to someone else's program and have to teach something that I disagree with. Oh my God, I can't do that.
But see, that's where the collaborative effort should come. Like that's what I think. That's what shows the greatness of head coaches because even though head coaches got their way, it shouldn't come to where it's like two bulls knocking heads. It's just you understanding the X and O's, and it's a collaboratory effort to where you might be saying something that's right, even though the technique isn't something that he likes. So you can mesh it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I always say like head coaches are great at being great listeners. Like if you're a great leader, you listen more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to.
It, it's a few coaches out there who like they'll bring me out of this retired stage if
Mm-hmm.
they ever get a head gig. And I got to shout out Coach Sig. He ended up going to Alabama or something like that at one point. So I don't know where he at now, but I never forget. They had me to come out there to coach. This guy plays defensive back. So I'm out there. I'm an assistant defensive backs coach.
Mm.
This man walked over there to me about 2-3 weeks into the program. That man said, bro, you teach this better than I do. He said, it's yours.
That's what's
And
up.
I was so shocked that man did that. Like I can coach for somebody like that.
Yeah.
We didn't that man like to me that was if I'm a head coach and I got guys that can do their thing, I'm the less responsibility on me as possible. Shoot, I'm gonna let you do you.
As long as you carry out my vision, you can communicate it any way you see fit. As long as it get back to
Exactly.
core values of what I want. So if I don't want to run man, I'm not worried about the technique in which you're teaching. As long as you carrying out and making them the best man-to-man DBs. I do want to say this to any coach, whether it's high school or college. And I'm not a coach, but I have coached, and I wish I could coach. So I use my podcast as a way of coaching. You got to start coaching these men and women, whether it's basketball or whatever, coaching them for the next level, like preparing them for the next level. Just don't coach them to dominate your system, which is very limited to that level. So if you're a high school coach, you out here running a spinner on offense, and all y'all doing is freaking running and faking, and what are you really teaching as far as in the position to help
That's
them?
why I hate Georgia Tech. I always hated that school, bro, because that's not football, man. Like y'all playing high school football. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna win a lot of games, but how many of them guys gonna be ready for the pros? Yeah, you had a Calvin Johnson come through and stuff like that. Every now and then you have a freak of nature, but you're not going to the NFL with that.
I mean, just think about. So you say Calvin Johnson. Just I wish I could have a sit down with him and just say, hey, bro, when you got to Detroit Lions or leading up to the draft, right? How much route running concepts did you have down, and how much did you have to learn?
Mm-hmm.
Much he was 6'5", running 4.3. How much time did he have to put in to really run routes for the NFL level? Because we know what routes you ran at Georgia Tech, and you dominate. But did they do you a disservice as far as you playing catch up?
Exactly.
Sometimes you can have these players have very like pedestrian numbers in college, but you can see like, yo, in the league, they gonna kill. Because they ain't gotta learn nothing. They just
Mm-hmm.
ain't featured, they just ain't got a lot of hype. But a lot of times, and we do this, and we fans of the game, you know, first thing we do, we go look at somebody's numbers and say, oh, he got to be better because his numbers better. But that's why I love when you put on the film and you see somebody like, oh, yo, who is that, though? Like, who is this? Like, he going to be, like, well, I always say, this dude was nice in college, but I think he going to be the better pro. People don't understand why I say that. Because you can see their foundation. Because we talked about that when somebody athletic ability break down. Somebody like Richard Sherman got a foundation to where he could play different positions. Charles Woodson and Rod Woodson, they showed you. They were athletic freaks, especially Rod. He blew his knee out.
Oh, my bad. I was going to say, and people forget this. A lot of people that's working on the pro level far as talent scouting and recruiting and things of that sort, they're fans. Just like the everyday casual fan, right? They get so blown away. They get caught up in stats. I ain't gonna say no name because we ain't gotta bash anybody, but you played with him before also. I know what it's like to play with a guy who, like, people think you hate when you like, nah, I don't really think he can play. You know, like he don't know he's not that athletic. He can't do this, can't do that. But what he does do, he gambles, right?
Yeah.
So his stats are gonna be off the chain. He might have 11 picks, but he gave up 30 touchdowns. You see what I'm saying? And like,
Yeah.
but people are only looking at the 11 picks, or like Jameis Winston, 30 touchdowns. It depends on who's looking at it. You looking at the 30 touchdowns, or you looking at the 30 INTs, right? So or you looking at it as a whole. And a lot of times people get caught up in the stats and stuff like that. They automatically, oh, he can play. That's not always how it happens. And back to the, are you preparing the people for the league? I know you had a longer stint than I did, but I remember going up for certain teams, and I've always been taught the easiest throw is inside, right?
Yeah.
So in man coverage, you're gonna be slightly lined up inside.
Yeah.
Man, these folks would not let me do that, bro. And I think that's one reason why I didn't make this team. I'm balling doing it my way.
But
And the
it's not
coach
the way.
like, son, you doing a good job. He's like, but you can't do that on this level. He
Yeah.
was like, all your help is inside, line up, head up, or outside. I'm like, man, like that
What
was
y'all
so
just
awkward for me.
free then?
Huh?
Were they playing man free? Were they playing like
That's what it don't matter if we playing man free or not. I like lining inside, and guess what? If I'm gonna force you inside to my help, you're not gonna know it. I'm gonna backpedal and
I
stem to outside of you.
decided to make it appear that you ain't got no help?
Exactly. Like I'm playing mind games with it.
Yeah.
Like I used to always do that when I had cloud, bro. I line up like I'm in sky.
Yeah. Which
Just so you can you can run that hit so I can run and get a pick
you
or
been
knock you the hell out.
yeah, we did it. I mean, you play alongside me. You know, I would tell you quick, like, dog, why the hell you lining up where you supposed to go? Get your ass. I would tell you. You'd be
Yeah,
like,
you can't do.
wait,
That's the worst thing in the world.
I'd be like, when you was playing one time, you was like, oh, why you way out here? I was like, dog, I'm gonna jump in there as soon as they snap the ball. Just
Scoot over.
I'm like, I got you, dog. Trust me, I ain't gonna.
You know what? And I realized now, like, dude know what he's doing, man. I ain't got to worry about him not being where he's supposed to be. Yeah, that used to piss
Like,
me off in real football when a guy, like, as a linebacker should beat up DBs. Like, if you got a blitz, the quarterback know you blitzing if the damn safety came lined up right over you.
hey,
You
let me say something. Cause DJ said something. Yeah, we wasn't saying that Georgia Tech ran triple option with Calvin. You right, with Calvin Johnson. I was saying they didn't ask Calvin to display every route there, and I wasn't what he knew. That's what we were saying. So yeah, y'all right. Yeah, they didn't run triple option with Ball and with Calvin
he
Johnson.
wasn't running the route tree neither.
Yeah, we were just trying to figure out like what was really taught to him because we know Georgia Tech was just, you know, a chunk. It was a chunk offense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, throw it deep. He's 6'5". But then we saw once he got that Calvin he can run every route.
Because against Georgia Tech, you had to pick your poison. Am I gonna load up this box to stop this run
Mm-hmm.
and leave Calvin Johnson one-on-one?
Hey,
So
like that with Dez White was at Georgia Tech, and they had Joe Hamilton when we played against them. Oh, we thought that Dez just all he could do was run deep, and then he got with the Bears and stuff, he could run every route. Oh, that was playing against goddamn Joe Hamilton and Dez. My God, dog. Yo, it was number 6 in the country in '98. We was beating them by I want to say 14.5. We ended up losing by a field goal, man.
hold on, y'all lost?
Yeah, they came back and beat us.
How?
Wait,
This is what's
great.
crazy. The fact that we end up playing ball together is retarded. But I used to hear about y'all because I used to want to play basketball against Ronald Curry. Because I couldn't stand them because I was like, ain't no way they hooping like that in Virginia, man. This man #1 in football and basketball, right? We heard about y'all and there wasn't no social media. So like, imagine if y'all had social media with that team.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
around when Ronald Curry was coming out, bro. And you got everybody say, like I watched the Shea Cotton documentary. They're like LeBron James for LeBron James. Ron was social media wise LeBron before LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a basketball player like Bron was. Like Bron is special. But social media wise, football wise, quarterback, oh, he's a mother goat, no matter who I done seen on any level. I don't but Bron, I'm talking about the Drew Brees, all of them. He's one of the best I ever seen in life, period. And I ain't saying that because he was throwing the ball to me. That man Majama could do everything, bro. Computer in his head. He was doing check with me's in the 9th grade. 2 plays out of him. That's a 9th grader.
See, I didn't know he was a student of the game like that. I thought he was just gifted over everybody.
I put you like this. Ron was an athlete, but he wasn't uber athletic. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like AI was more athletic than Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Ron arm was special, bro. Special touch.
Yeah, he's special when everybody in the nation know who you are, and there's no social media. It's just newspaper and telegrams and all.
No,
Like
that dude, love that dude to death. Though that dude is ridiculous. It's just the coaching in Carolina won't up to par. He had like 4 different offensive coordinators. He had the Achilles injury. Everything happened for a reason. That's why he's a.
you know what? I'm gonna tell you what I feel like he messed up here. He made a basketball decision instead of a football decision.
He loved it. He loved basketball. Different than Charlie Ward at Florida State. Like Charlie was a quarterback that should have went to the NFL. And I know a lot of people, not Charlie because of size. Me and DJ, that's how me and DJ Sailor met. We were talking about Charlie Ward. And that's how we became cool. They talk about Charlie's frame, but if the offenses today, or if the game was, if if quarterbacks like him were accepted like they was today, Charlie Ward would be a household name like no other. Like
that's what happens. I tell people, some of us like I remember back in the day where the folks used to be like, man, if you're good, they'll fire you and all this. And I remember dudes used to do all that woulda, shoulda, coulda talk. I'm like, man, I don't believe them dudes. They just weren't good enough. I don't look at it that way no more. Some people just born at the wrong time.
Yeah, man.
And I feel that way because they take linebackers my size now. They want you to be smaller and running fast and hitting. Yeah. But I was knocked for that coming out of you too little. I've been knocked my whole life on that, but I'm dominating. Like, what you mean too little? Give me a shot.
Ain't that amazing, bro? Like the things you get knocked for, you got knocked for is celebrated. So it shows progression, though.
Yeah.
So you had to be the martyr in a sense. It shows progression. Like everything, like I'm happy that Charlie Ward type quarterbacks are welcome and sought after. I love that.
They used to get changed to run.
Say it again.
Yeah, when it froze up.
There you go.
Somebody must be calling you, Hawk. I said, we get changed. Those quarterbacks back during our time got changed to running back and receiver.
Yeah, remember
Oh, he's
Cordell?
an athlete.
Cordell Stewart got switched to slash. And I don't know,
That's
Cordell.
who I thought I was in high school.
Yeah.
Man, that's coach said, man, I got that young Cordell Stewart, man. We win when we put him back there. And true, that's who I thought I was,
PJ,
Cordell Stewart.
remember him? That's
Who?
crazy. They played against each other in the national championship. Tommy Frazier versus Charlie Ward, if I'm not mistaken. He was still at
You
Nebraska.
played against Tommy Frazier?
Hell no, my cousin did. He was at
I'm
Florida
about
State.
to say, Hawk, golly. Cause that was my favorite.
Not
That was
me.
my favorite players. I was in Nebraska was my favorite team. I about to say, Hawk, you old as
No,
shit.
not me.
them,
He said,
them
you
boys are so cold. Them boys are so cold.
yeah,
Man, you remember that backfield they had?
90 was 93. Yeah,
They had Ahmad Green in that backfield.
I'm on green. Yeah.
Oh my God, they had a squad.
Yo,
Man,
you
I couldn't.
know how he was, bro. Man,
Yes.
I got to do a podcast just appreciating like the people before us, man. That get lost in translation. That people forget was nice. There's a lot of dudes out this mug that was nice.
Facts.
But shoot, man, let me get up out of here, man. Appreciate you rocking with me, dog. As always, dropping them
No
jewels.
problem, man. Hey, that true. We kept them tuned in on that one, man. They was enjoying that.
That's a fact. I'll get up with you though.
All right.
All right. All right, man. I got to get up out of here. I got to go to a meeting in a minute. But salute to everybody that tuned in, man. Man, that's a lot of numbers, man. That's blessings right there. We peaked at 70 people today. Yeah, Randy Moss was at Florida State at the same time. Peter Ward, well, they would have crossed over. Because Randy was at Florida State. My cousin Sean Hammett was in his senior year, I think. But yeah, man, appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. At the end of the day, I love what Deion Sanders is doing. I think a lot of folks got to realize this. Don't give me that parody talk. Don't give me that fair talk. Don't give me none of that. All right? Recruiting is like selling a car. Everybody ain't got the same perks. Everybody got the same everything. If Deion can sell his celebrity to get players to come to a HBCU, is great. You need to take it back to the essence. But I hope he is successful, and I hope he remains. I'm not going to fault him if a Florida State comes and try to clip him, because everybody want to move up. But I hope he uses the HBCU, he moves them up, and he moves the salaries up, and he moves the facilities up, and he moves the ability to be a head coach at the HBCUs. He makes that attractive. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's the episode. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code The BallHawk Show to get 20% off and free shipping, man. Go get the products. You need it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you take care of yourself. I'm a holler.